Hey guys, it's time once again to continue our Season 4 character wishlist discussion. I finally got Sonic Soul. What's going on, man?
What's up, guys?
I know you've been busy with school and stuff, man. I know you're a little under the weather as well, but I'm glad you're able to join me for this. This is a big one, guys. I have a lot that I want to say. We're going to cover Sakura, who I feel is one of the worst characters in the game. She was on my bottom 5 on the tier list. And, there's something I kind of want to get off my chest, Sonic. That's something I want to say before we even begin this video, okay? So bear with me here. I'm going to start off by saying, guys, this is going to be our darkest episode yet. I'm going to say some grim stuff about now. So, I want you guys to brace yourselves. Sonic, straight up, I think this video is a complete waste of time. I think this video is a complete waste of time. I'm not even joking. I think what we came up with, the script, everything, even if Capcom's listening, I think this is a complete waste of time. I think this character is beyond saving. I think she's overrated. She's worse than what people say. I think this character needs to be remade, and this video is a complete waste.
But what are you talking about? She won the popularity poll, man.
You guys think I'm joking? I'm not joking. This character is horrible. Horrible. And there's nothing that can save her. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. This character's a wash. This character's a wash. Alright. So, with that being said, let's get started. Alright. This is going to be done a little differently, guys. I mean, there's a lot to say here. I feel like we're not going to go through the history of this character. We're gonna just straight up with the pros and cons, like right off the hop. So, what is Sakura's pros? Me and Sonic can only think of one thing. And that is, she is one of the fastest characters in the game, movement speed wise. And she is the fastest Shoto character. She's faster than Akuma overall. Who else?
She's faster than Cammy.
Yeah,
right?
Overall. And these are two huge top tier characters.
Yeah, so she's got very fast walk speed. I'd say she rivals Vega and Chun-Li. She doesn't beat them, but like she's very close. Yeah. Right? She's faster than Ken, faster than Akuma, so she's considered the fastest Shoto.
Right.
And she has faster back walk speed than Cammy.
And that back walk speed is very important too.
She can walk out of frame traps essentially.
Walk
so
out
it's
of
just like
a lot of shimmy.
And then also, and then set up shimmy as well. So it's like the fact that she has really good walk speed, and then to just tell you how fast her walk speed is, when they nerfed throw loops for Season 3 or Arcade Edition when it first came out, right? Sakura still had a throw loop when she came in because of her walk speed. It had to be done precise, but she still had it because of her walk speed. That's how fast this character is.
Right. Yeah, it's something really important to know, guys, because it's basically how Capcom designed everything around her. That they thought she'd be this crazy rushdown character, okay? Because she's so fast. But they went a little overboard and undertuned a lot of her tools compared to the other fast characters like Cammy and Akuma and Chun-Li and how they...
I agree.
Alright, let's get to the good stuff now. Let's talk about her cons. Okay, the first big con about this character that's holding her back, she has extremely stubby normals. You know, everyone says this character's got stubby normals. They say that about every character, Sonic. Every character's got stubby normals. This character has stubby normals. She has T-Rex arms. She is no range on anything. I'm telling you guys. Okay.
Her standing light kick goes the furthest out of all of her normals.
Okay.
Which is insane to me. So this is, you may think at one point that it's okay, right? But standing light kick, first of all, is a light normal, which means if you throw that out and someone sticks out, like say Balrog sticks out standing fierce, right? You're getting crush counter, right?
Input priority.
The input priority is the first thing. Secondly, out of all of her normals, standing light kick, if she doesn't have bar, rewards her with the least amount of Oki reward, or I guess punishment. She only goes into medium DP, and she barely gets anything after that.
Right. Yes.
So it's like, okay, standing light kick goes far, but why is that her furthest normal? Why is that further than like stand fierce, standing roundhouse even, which is crazy. Like,
and all of her stubby normals are the ones that have the useful conversions. They're the ones you want to land.
Like standing fierce, that goes into heavy DP or heavy Tatsu. Standing medium punch, I mean, granted, that's more for up close, but either way, it's like, that's one of her best pressure tools.
Have you seen her standing medium punch lately? Have you seen it lately? Have you, like, just, like, tried using it lately? And just, it's insane. Sonic, I walked up to the training dummy and I pressed medium punch and it whipped and I couldn't get over it. I just kept on pressing it. I was in a daze. It's so stubby. It's ridiculous.
Crouching medium kick, that's like another one where she could get like heavy DP. Doesn't go as far as standing light kick.
Sonic, Ryu's standing light punch has more range than Sakura's medium punch. I'm telling you, that normal is stubby. It's bad. Okay.
It's so bad.
It's so bad. Guys, it's beyond saving. Okay, anyways, moving on. Another huge con about Sakura is she has very poor zoning because she's a Shoto, and also anti-zoning tools. So it goes both ways. So for her fireballs in general, they have way too much startup and recovery. They're so bad, Sonic, you can literally react jump on her if she throws a fireball. You can react jump.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
It's a thing,
I know.
Man. You can react
Worse than
jump.
Urian. Worse than Urian, I know.
Yeah. Like, think about that. Your best tool to stop Sakura's zoning is to jump on her. It's to jump. Like, what?
And the worst part is that, like, her anti-airs, right? Crouching Fierce is, like, one of the main anti-airs she's gonna have, right?
Yeah.
And it has 26 frames of recovery. So, let me put this into perspective for you, alright? Let's say Akuma jumps in and does jumping air fireball, right?
Yeah.
Or he does jumping medium kick. That's a mix-up, right? So if you try to anti-air, you get hit by the jumping fireball, whatever. But the way Crouching Fierce is, it moves her collision box and hurt box slightly forward before recovering back to neutral.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes characters will whiff their cross-up, end up behind you. So Akuma does jumping medium kick, and he's behind you.
Mm-hmm.
You're already in your like 26 frames of recovery. He has half a second to punish you for trying to anti-air him, which is crazy.
I don't know, man. Okay, now for her anti-zoning tools, I guess it's supposed to be hard kick Tatsu, but it has way too slow startup. The startup is insane, Sonic.
24 frames.
24 frames startup on her hard Tatsu. She has to literally guess to go over, and even if she guesses right, you think that hard kick Tatsu is gonna hit Guile when he's throwing a boom? You think she's gonna make it there in time before she's? Oh my, no.
And I mean, she gets like +2 situations, so she can play like her throw game.
Yeah.
But it's like okay,
Yeah.
okay. Meanwhile, the only other option she would like have is maybe V skill. If we're not talking like with meter.
Please, Sonic. Please.
And her V skill is like 28 frames. So.
No. EXDP also doesn't go horizontal enough.
Nope.
If you're doing EXDP, it's basically like, here, have a free crush counter. It's on me. Yeah. And as we noted, V-Skill is just an absolute joke if you want to talk about anti-zone. It's an absolute joke. Yeah. It's just...
And if we're going to talk about her fireballs too, we already mentioned how like slow they are and everything, but she's not going to beat Gal with a charged fireball.
She's not going to be able to charge it in the first place. That's the thing.
Exactly.
It just,
so,
no.
She's not winning in the fireball war at all.
Right. Okay. Finally, her V system is too weak. So we already talked about her V skill. It's simply too slow. She moves too slow, and there's just no benefits from it in general. The opponent has to be literally sleeping, and yes, I understand that Capcom buffed her V skill in the latest patch by making her be able to cancel everything. Cancel all of her stubby normals, by the way, into her V skill. But that doesn't really benefit anything.
Yeah, so like the only way I feel like you're gonna get V skill to like really come out, you could cancel it off of charged fireballs now, but that's a long time to charge.
Right.
And the only way you're gonna be able to charge a fireball is usually from full screen. That's where most Sakuras will do it, unless you're in V Trigger 1, which that's a whole different story.
Right.
But aside from being in V Trigger, the only way to get it is either off of charged fireball, so the opponent's already blocking it and they have to hold your V skill, or the opponent just has to be dumb and sleeping and not ready to see the V skill. So it's too slow. It's 28 frame startup. The dive kick follow up after it is 18 extra frames, right? the punch is 11 extra frames.
It scares me to actually know this song. How do you sleep at night knowing this? The exact numbers.
I don't play the character anymore. That's why.
It's ridiculous. Okay, now on to her V triggers. For V trigger 1, like her V triggers are just really weak in general. V trigger 1, it's the safer V trigger. It's the more neutral one, but it just has terrible payoff on conversions.
There's no real like comeback factor to it as opposed to V trigger 2 in terms of like damage or really like anything in terms of ambiguity, right? Like at best you get like a meaty setup. You get to do the palm, right? And you could obviously it makes your charge fireballs, they come out faster, or they'll be more plus on block. I think they're +1 for all of them, which is okay, you're +1. But like overall, it's just the payoff is not that great. And in the zoning war against Guile, you only get like 4 charges before you run out. Yes. And then at that point it's like, well, you just wasted your entire V bar.
Right.
And now you've made no comeback.
Yes.
So V trigger 1 is safe. In fact, like it helps her pressure a little bit, but she gets nothing for it. Like she gets no big payoff.
Right. Now for V trigger 2, the damage is good. If you land her V trigger 2, the damage is good.
Big girl damage.
It's the reason why everyone uses V trigger 2 as Sakura, because you can actually make a comeback with it. That is definitely true. The biggest problem with her V trigger 2 is the Tatsu is unsafe, and it makes a lot of her pressure and strings go away when it's active because you can't do the Tatsu anymore because she's minus 1 billion.
Yeah, so it's already hard enough as is to like play her in the neutral because, well, you can play her in the neutral, but you have to be solid because the only real buttons you have to work with, right, that go far is like standing light kick or like crouching medium kick. But a lot of the specials that you have are now like unsafe. Mm-hmm. So you're taking a bigger risk now. You already had to take a risk already by playing a character with stubby normals and trying to move around with them, but now you're playing with like no special moves whatsoever that are safe that you could convert into. Mm-hmm. And I think that's pretty bad. I think the only other character I could think of that has something like that is Cammy, but even then it's like she has a lot of pressure and walk speed and really good range normals to compensate for it. Yeah. And her Oki, she gets Oki in general, and her combos are consistent. If you look at V trigger 2 as well in terms of converting into the Tatsu, mm-hmm. sometimes the Tatsu just whiffs because it doesn't go as far forward.
Yeah.
So it's even though it does a lot of damage and it utilizes V skill the most because you get to convert into the V skill dive kick, ultimately it's like, well, you're still taking a big risk because if you mess up on a conversion once, you're like what, minus 12, die. So
okay. Now it's time, Sonic. It's time to go over our actual wish list. Now, surprisingly, we somehow kept this concise. We're thinking of, like, we're not just throwing stuff on the wall and hope it sticks. Like, these are the core things I feel like would really help the character go forward in Season 4 if they apply these changes. Are you ready for this, Sonic?
I'm all ears.
Alright. Wish list. What do we want? The first thing, and I'm not even joking, they need to remake her normals. Remake some of her normals. I know it sounds silly. I know it sounds dumb. And I try in these videos, guys. I really do try to make these things practical and something that we can believe Capcom would do. But I seriously think that there is nothing saving Sakura's normals. Okay? I don't care if you make them like super plus, super fast, crazy recovery, Cammy styles. They are still stubby at the end of the day. And in a game of input priority, it's just not going to help. They literally need to remake some of the animations on our normals. I'm serious. That's it. They really need to do it. Especially standing medium punch. It's an absolute joke. And they just need longer range in general. What do you think about this?
Okay, so you're ripping... Okay, I understand that standing medium punch is pretty stubby, all right? And I agree with you. It goes nowhere.
It goes nowhere.
You have to also understand that normal is +3 on block. Uh-huh. And her walk speed is really good.
Yes.
So I think Capcom wanted like you to use it more for like offense, like when you're deep in the opponent already, so you can like stagger with it and go for throw game. I mean, It's not really like
But
the
what,
best excuse,
what difference is this between, like, this is like Chun-Li's standing medium punch, okay? She's gotta be super close for that too. But when you combine this with all the rest of her normals, it becomes a huge problem. Look at Candy's normals, how she is, right? Standing medium punch goes crazy far, and she does this so many times in a row. Kadeen abuses you with medium normals as well. There's a lot of Akuma's crouching medium punch. There's a lot of characters with medium normals that are very plus, with characters that are very fast,
and they go very far.
Okay, and
I'm just being devil's advocate here, Vesper.
I know. I hear you, bro. I'm sorry to take this out on you. I'm sorry. Okay, but I'm telling you, Sakura needs this. She needs a little bit more range. Okay, it's just the way it is. It's too stubby. It's way too stubby.
I agree.
Okay. And like I said, not just standing medium punch. I mean, they need to take a look at crouching medium kick too, and possibly standing medium kick. I don't think that's used enough. Standing medium kick than it should. Or maybe make it a better anti-air or something. I mean, I use it sometimes for V-trigger conversions, but it just doesn't seem to be utilized enough. Most of the time with Sakura, you're using standing light kick, standing heavy kick. That's it. That's all you're using. And medium punch when you get knocked down. That's it.
And the crazy part is that, like, with standing roundhouse, the crush counter conversion you get is, like, it has to be so precise, otherwise it'll drop it.
It's
and
weird,
even
though,
when you land it, it's not as big of a reward.
It's a fun combo to do, though. I'll give it that. It's a fun.
No, but mid screen, like, what do you get from standing roundhouse? Like,
dash forward, jab, light kick, uppercut. That's it.
Okay. Jab. Okay.
Hey, man, I don't want crazy, crush counter conversions.
No, I agree. Yeah. I agree, but like, still, the reward compared to other characters is pretty lackluster.
Okay, it's true. All right, and you were also mentioning some less recovery on certain normals, especially crouching heavy punch and standing heavy punch.
Yeah, so as I mentioned before, with her crouching heavy punch, it has 26 frames of recovery. So if she tries to anti-air somebody with that button, she's going to get destroyed if they end up, like, whiffing their jump in because you tried to anti-air them. And it's like normals like that, normals like standing heavy punch with 21 frames recovery, like it's just insane. There's no reason that a rushdown character like Sakura, for instance, is supposed to have like such slow normals that don't go as far as a standing light kick.
Yeah.
Like, sure, okay, standing heavy punch is 9 frames startup. Crouching heavy punch is 8 frames startup. All right, sure, I'll give that to you. Crouching heavy punch is also 5 frame active, right? But even if you think about it, the fact that, again, the recovery on it is almost half a second. It's like, why? Like, you're gonna get punished heavily for using it, for anti-airing. Meanwhile, there are other characters in the game that have anti-airs that hit behind their head that start up way faster.
You're supposed to use back hard punch, man. That hits behind your head. She's like, ugh.
It's not Akuma, man. It's not Akuma.
Oh man. Anyways, okay, so that will solve the problem with her ground game on her normals. That will really help if Capcom addresses those changes. Now let's talk about her zoning and anti-zoning. Okay, so one thing, Sonic, that I think would really help her is if she's able to charge the EX version of her fireball. Okay, so I'm thinking of something that charges up really fast because it's a costs a meter, and then she get to the full version of the fireball right away. And they can have different speeds if they want, so you can, any 2 punches you hit will vary the speeds, but I'm comfortable with just a slow version that's similar to her normal charge fireball. And this it's also similar to like what she had in Street Fighter 4, right? Because in Street Fighter 4 she also had just an instant EX charge fireball, right? So I think that'll definitely help her. I think the fireball should have 3 hits to deal with 3
like
hits
Dial.
A projectile, and that'll help her against other zoners, and it will help her pressure too, because she can use it to get it. Yeah. Because most of the time, the meta of Sakura right now is you jump full screen, charge a fireball, and then run with it. That's her meta. That's literally the meta of Sakura. I'm not joking, right? Or hope that you lag online and you just jump like crazy. And just keep jumping and pressing medium punch. That's it. So I mean, yikes. Okay. So another thing that'll help her with her anti-zoning is faster startup on hard kick Tatsu. It's way too slow. They need faster startup. And this will double down as helping her also with the standing medium punch, back hard punch into Tatsu. That is not consistent, and making her hard kick Tatsu faster startup will make that string more consistent if you hit some at the tail end of it.
Yeah, it's kind of like what Ed had, for instance, where if he did like max range crouch and medium kick, the psycho upper would whiff.
Right.
So it's definitely something where they need to fix, like, I guess, either the speed on HK Tatsu or the way the back fierce works in the target combo. One of those two things. I personally just think they need to fix HK Tatsu to be a little bit faster to deal with fireballs and cover the whole standing medium punch, back hard punch issue. Because I'd rather she have tools to allow her to play her rushdown game effectively, you know.
Yeah.
So
she's a Shoto after all. Okay, moving on. Now let's talk about her V system. Let's start with her V skill. I think the kick follow-up needs much faster startup. This will help with a bunch of things too. One, it being used, and two, she can use it so she can V-skill over fireballs and then kick downwards so she can get down on the ground and slowly move forward on the opponent. What do you think?
I mean, when I saw this move in the trailer, by the way, and for those of you that also don't know, this is her CVS2 dive kick. When I saw it in the trailer against, I think, Rashid, it was used in the same purpose where they would V-skill over the fireball and then immediately do the dive kick or the Otoshi, right? So I think the intent was for it to deal with fireball game, with the fireball war. But because of how slow they made it, I guess because they didn't, even then it wouldn't even, I wouldn't even say to make it faster, like Akuma Demon Flip, for instance. But just make it viable enough to where she could use it within the fireball war to kind of get in. Because Cammy has something similar with her dive kick as well. Granted, it's much faster, but that's my point. To deal with the fireball game, to have her have another option where she can get in that's not just the same, like, telegraphed way, you know?
Alright, now let's talk about her V-triggers. So V-trigger 1, in general, I think it needs better combo routes. Like, just more things you can do, and more damage, more payoff. That's what's really lacking. It does help her neutral, for sure. Especially, you know, something like having safe fireballs. Then you can bully with that crouching, that stumpy crouching medium kick in the fireballs. But if it lands, you get a conversion, which is nice. I think the conversions need to be stronger.
I
and another thing, you know that palm smash move she gets in V-Trigger 1?
21 frame startup.
Yeah, I feel like that move is cool. I like that they added a move for it, but I think you're still going to use down forward hard kick anyways. It's not that much of a benefit. So I think they need to make the startup faster. And it neutralizes fireballs too, doesn't it? So I mean, that would help too.
It does neutralize fireballs. Hogasho overall, the palm strike.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's... I see most people, like, use it either in their block strings when the opponent's sleeping or as a meaty, right?
Yeah.
But even then, it's like, if you're going to use that as a meaty, you would just use, you know, down forward heavy kick. So what's the point? You know, like, at the end of the day, down forward heavy kick starts up a little bit faster. I think, like, what, 13, 14 frames? So it's, again, there's no real reason to go for the palm if you have that move.
Yeah.
Unless you have, like, a particular meaty set up for it. So I definitely think more damage, more combo routes is needed for V-Trigger 1.
Into the palm smash would be nice.
And into the palm smash would be great. So
okay, and finally with V-Trigger 2, I think this is really simple. Just make the Tatsu on your V-Trigger 2, make it -2 on block, and make it move more horizontal so that when you hit with the tail end of it, it actually converts. There's a lot of times I'll go standing light kick into it and it'll drop. The combo will drop. It needs to go further and -2 on block. And it's still like, me making it -2 on block still makes it like kind of a downgrade to her because she still can't do like the same Tatsu. Like
she cannot like, you know, pressure. At least it'll be like the light kick Tatsu.
Yeah.
Where her pressure ends.
Right.
But it's like she's not going to get any new benefit from having V-Trigger 2 that would enhance her in terms of like pressure. Right. I guess it's also because V-Trigger 1 is supposed to be that kind of V-Trigger where she gets like, you know, the endless pressure or whatever. But at the end of the day, like, it's better than the Tatsu being like -10.
Yeah.
You know, and then you get punished, or it dropping and then you wasted V meter and now you're eating a fat combo. So
all right. So that's it, guys. That's the end of the story, and maybe the end of Sakura's story as we know it in season 4. I mean, we're gonna be able to know right away what happens. Like, they had a giant list of changes for her in Arcade Edition, and it just wasn't nearly enough. I feel it was huge, man, and it wasn't nearly enough. They're just too little changes.
One of the biggest things I think that were a change to her, besides like the whole heavy Tatsu thing, was also like her view reversal stuff, like them being able to get pushed back further. That doesn't happen anymore. No throw loop. And then of course the chip kill. She used to be able to chip kill like Akuma as well, and she can't do that anymore either. So
that was kind of dumb. But yeah.
I mean, yeah, it is dumb. I agree. But Akuma still has it.
Yeah.
But my point is that like, despite taking out all that dumb stuff, they also like they didn't address the main issue with Sakura.
Yeah.
Which is like being able to play consistent rushdown, which many other characters do better than her, despite having you know a better walk speed. You know.
Right.
So I just hope they do a lot for her in season 4. Like they change her up a little bit.
Very, very popular character. We'll see what they do.
She won the popularity poll.
Yeah, she won the popularity poll. So I think they should do her a service, just like Ryu, and we'll see what happens in season 4. Guys, let us know in the comments below. How do you guys feel about Sakura right now? Do you feel like she's in a good spot? Do you feel like she needs buffs? What kind of changes would you guys propose? Let us know. Do us a solid. Please subscribe to the channel, hit the dang bell icon. Actually, just bookmark the channel, because we know the bell doesn't do anything. And also like the video, because it really helps out. And Sonic, I'm glad you're able to join with us. And hopefully you can do some more wish lists in the future that are not as dark, honestly.
Oh, yeah, word. Definitely.
Alright, guys. Till next time, take care.
Peace out. The Gap.